Good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. The title of today's video is going to be What Would Happen If You Drank an Old Pepsi Vanilla next to a modern day fresh one. Now, whenever there is a rebranding, the first thing that I always do is I scan the ingredients, which I've already done. And the question that needs to be asked is this the same Pepsi Vanilla that was originally re-released? The quick answer is yes. In the ingredients that's contained in both of these is carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, caramel color, natural and artificial flavor, phosphoric acid, potassium sorbate, which preserves the freshness, potassium citrate, citric acid, and caffeine. Now, this Pepsi Vanilla to your guys' left is the original re-released version. And then this one to your guys' right is the updated packaging design in the new Pepsi logo. Now, if you would just track with me for a history lesson on Pepsi Vanilla, because there's a lot to say about it. But Pepsi Vanilla was first released in 2003 to compete with Vanilla Coke. And the initial run lasted until 2008, and then it was discontinued. But it wasn't completely dead. Although the original Pepsi Vanilla was discontinued in 2008, the diet version lasted all the way up until 2012. Now, along the way, they came out with a different variation called Pepsi Cherry Vanilla that came out in 2010 for a limited time only. And that one came back out two times, both in 2015 and 16, as limited releases for the holidays and then Valentine's Day. And that time, in 2016, it actually stayed in store shelves until 2019, and then it was discontinued. But even then, Cherry Vanilla Pepsi still wasn't completely dead, and it lingered around on store shelves until about 2023, and then it was completely eradicated. Now, if you go back a little bit to 2014, there was a different version of Pepsi Vanilla that was released that was officially called Pepsi Cola, made with real sugar, vanilla. And that was the very first re-release of any Pepsi Vanilla that had happened. But even then, it was still just the real sugar version, and the legit actual stuff hadn't come back. And Pepsi Cola, made with real sugar vanilla, lasted until 2019 as a permanent run, and then it was discontinued. And then in that same year, the official original re-released version of Pepsi Vanilla finally came back out in 2019 after an 11-year layoff. And things were looking good for Pepsi Vanilla again. But unfortunately in 2020, because there was an aluminum shortage, Pepsi was not ready for Pepsi Vanilla to be popping off like it was. So instead of capitalizing on success that they were having with it, they had to cut back how much they were mass producing by a lot to keep their top sellers like Pepsi Wild Cherry and regular Pepsi completely afloat. And so by 2022, there was a different line of Pepsi that came out that was called Nitro Pepsi. And this included both regular Pepsi and a vanilla flavor of it. And then, by the end of 2022, things weren't looking too good for Pepsi Vanilla. And there might have been speculation that it could have been discontinued. It just wasn't really apparent anywhere. Even back then, even though people never had the idea to sell on eBay, I remember actually seeing 12 packs listed on Amazon, and even that dried up. But then luckily, by mid 2023, in I want to say April or May, it started popping back up on the internet again, on websites. So it was confirmed that Pepsi Vanilla was not dead, and it was still alive. And now to this very day, Pepsi Vanilla is still available, although it is extremely hard to find. There are 3 states that I know you can still find it. That's pretty much in the northeastern part of the states, such as Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and New Jersey. So now that I've given you guys a history lesson on Pepsi Vanilla, the only thing that I have left to do is to do a taste test of both of these to confirm what I already know. So let's go ahead and do that. Starting first with the original re-released version. Oh my gosh, and that is so good. I know I've said this before, but if you've never had a Pepsi Vanilla, holy freaking crud, you are missing out on life itself. Oh my gosh, freaking 10 out of 10. Now let's give the updated artwork packaging design a try. It's the first time I've ever tried one of these updated versions. Oh. So it's definitely the same thing. I do like the old one better though. And even though the ingredients are the same, this one does taste better to me. I think it's because of the age of the can. And I've done a lot of these aged Pepsi taste tests. And for whatever reason, sometimes a lot of the older ones taste better. But it is undoubtedly the same thing, so there's no worries there. Alright, you guys, that was it. That was what would happen if you drank an old Pepsi Vanilla next to a modern day fresh one. There you have it. As per usual, I have 4 videos that I need to promote to 1,000 views. The first one is going to be twins enjoying rotisserie chicken in sweet spicy chili Doritos. The second one is going to be what does Crystal from the makers of Pepsi actually taste like. The third one is going to be Powerade, 0 sugar, mixed berry, 2-liter chug. And last but not least, Reese's Sticks candy review. I'll make sure to leave all 4 of the links to those videos down in the description of this video. For all other extras and even ways to help support this channel, it's all going to be listed down in the description below. Maximus the Fourth here. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. God bless you guys. Shout out to DJ Glowing Ice over at Industrial Industries World Radio, Mr. Pepsi Vanilla himself. I've obtained all of my knowledge of Pepsi Vanilla because of him.